Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Arsenal's game against Southampton, where there will also be player ratings as well. And let's get straight into it. There was no Guendouzi in Arteta's complete side, including subs, as he was not happy with him after the Brighton game, with how he reacted with the Morpay incident and everything. Um, Socrates was back in full fitness and on the bench. Um, and the lineup was not exciting, but I don't think any sort of lineup at the minute, the way Arsenal were playing, would excite um, Arsenal. Maybe if Aubameyang, probably the only one would be if Saka was on the left, Pepe on the right, and Aubameyang in the middle. But no, um, Arteta would have been called into question if there was. I think you definitely questions would be asked if the team that he picked didn't win this game, which we thought was going to be even harder to play because Southampton, sorry, would be the better side. Is a much better side than Brighton. So, and plus, the recent trips to St Mary's have not gone well for us. But yeah, let's get into the game itself. We started brightly. Immediately, you can see Xhaka, and I'm going to give a shout out to him. As much as I've not liked him this season, especially after the Palace incident, Palace captaincy incident. He's kept his head down and improved his performances, and you can see how influential he is in midfield and difference inside. Because his cover for the back four made our defensive line a lot stronger, in my opinion, and he was the best that, apart from Saka, between him and Ceballos for the mid three, um, he was much better. So yeah, fair play to him. Saka was my man of the match. He played so much better than Tierney, because most of the time that I saw, especially the first half, I think Tierney picked up in the second half before he had to be substituted in case of injury. He had to have a lot of help from Saka, which is a bit worrying, especially if an 18-year-old has to help you do your job that you should be naturally good at. But yeah, 21st minute, Nketiah, who a lot of people questioned, again, Arteta for starting, especially the fact that he was struggling to get into league title, was on loan, scores a vital goal by forcing a mistake from the keeper with high pressing, forces the defender to pass to the keeper, closes the keeper down straight away and puts it in the back of the net. And that's what you want to see on the pitch: fight, desire, determination to press and fight for to get the win. And that's all us fans can ask for. We're not expecting you to win every game, because that's just impossible. But you've got to, at least if you're going to lose, go down fighting, and that's what we want to see. So, and it's again another academy prospect, from Arsenal's youth academy that has scored a goal, which shows me that where we need to focus mainly is if we're going to do a long-term rebuild of this club, which I feel is necessary, is what we should be looking at, as well as some good players in key areas. Yeah, so after the goal, we sort of sat back. We let Southampton dominate possession, dictate the play, which we'd expect every club to have them on 20 minutes. but it did make me worry because I thought we needed more than one goal, especially the way we were defending, especially this last week. And you saw signs of little mistakes creeping in with Holding and Mustafi. They played well, don't get me wrong, and defensively they were a lot better as a performance, but you could see the signs straight away. Uh, um, so um, after you, Southampton established dominance in a game, you wanted to get in at half time to regroup and go again and get the second goal in the second half. But get in and do what we didn't do against Man City, which is get in at half time 1-0, 0-0 or 1-0 in this case. Get in without conceding, basically. In terms of poor performances, Ceballos and Bellerin are the two I definitely point out. Bellerin, I don't know what's happened to him since his injury. I really don't, because he has been playing shit. Absolute shit. Right? Caught out of position so many times, constant mistakes. Same with Ceballos, constant mistakes. Right? Easy passing not being done. Right? Even simple 5-yard, 2-yard passes intercepted by Southampton. It might as well be dressed as Santa Claus. The amount of presence in terms of passes that were being intercepted and given to Southampton was unbelievable. Just luckily none of them ended up in a goal. Otherwise I would have seriously been pissed off. But second half, I would expect us to come back out and take the fight to Southampton to get that second goal. But we didn't. We let them absorb pressure, let them dictate, dominate possession. Though luckily, I think if it was a stronger side, we would have struggled. But with this side, I think Brighton made more of an impact than Sheffield. Southampton, they didn't really pose a threat. But if it was any better side, the way we were playing there, they would have easily probably teared us apart. Because we just can't defend. As much as we had a better performance yesterday, we still just can't. We still can't do sometimes the basics in defence. And opposition see that, especially when on our right hand side and sometimes on our left. So that's why they try and spread us out wide and hit us on the wide areas. So I was, and one of the substitutions that surprised me, and which would definitely make me question Arteta if we lost, was Pepe coming on for Willock. Though Ceballos, playing that badly, gets to play for 90 minutes. He's never getting back in this. I don't know if I don't know. You probably never watched this, Ceballos. You're never getting in that Real Madrid side. End of story. End of story. Another exceptional performance was Martinez. He's been the replacement goalkeeper for Leno. His distribution, I think, at times was better than Leno's, and his shot stopping was just as good. He was very, very, very safe pair of hands in goal, and a perfect sort of replacement goalkeeper at the minute for Leno. He's quietly waited for his chance, and now he's making the most of it, and fair play to him. He's kept his head down and waited, and he's taking his opportunity. So shout out to him. Obviously, as I mentioned, Tierney had to be subbed in case of an injury. Luckily, we found that it's not from, as far as I know from Arsenal.com, there's no injury, and he should be fit for Sheffield United. But I think that's when Arteta needs to rotate the squad, because it's been nearly the same squad for the first 3 games, and though we haven't got much squad depth at all, we need to try and rotate some of this, especially if we're going to play Sheffield United in the FA Cup and then play 3 days later. That's why you have 9 subs on the bench and 5 substitutions to make. 80th minute, Lacazette comes on for Nketiah, who again, Nketiah shows he's got a lot to learn in terms of end product and everything, but his work rate was brilliant, and it was his work rate that got him the goal. So he came on off for Lacazette as mate. Maitland-Niles also came on, and yeah, they didn't have to make much of an impact. The only impact Lacazette made, I feel, was getting the free kick for outside the box, and it was a last goal opportunity being put through. And because he got that free kick as the last and fouled by the last man, Stevens was sent off for Southampton. And from that, he has 2 chances with the free kick, one hitting the wall, one that broke through the wall and spilled by the keeper, and that's spilling by the keeper. Meant that Willock was first to react and put it in the back of the net for 2-0 and get that second goal we crucially need. And from that moment on, everyone just relaxed because we knew the game was done. Southampton didn't pose much of a threat, especially now the fact that they're 10 men, and we can relax and start looking forward to the next game and just see the game out. And we showed good. The game management at times was questionable, but it was I think it was much better than it was. And I again say it's down to Xhaka in that midfield that helped with the game management. You can see how much influence he had in that side, from not being the Brighton game and pretty much not being a Man City game because he was injured the first minute, to now, to this game. You can see the difference. And if you can't, right, and you can't just see past that and rate him because you don't like him, right, then you're not being true to yourself. Simple as that. Right? I don't like him. Right? I don't like the way his attitude at times as well. But you got to give praise when it's given, and he deserves the praise. So yeah, we win 2-0. We can move thoughts to the FA Cup tie. I'll give a preview to that with my actual thoughts because I'm torn between winning the cup and not winning it, because obviously if you win the cup or get in the final, I think if you just get in the final, you get a European spot, which I don't think Arsenal need. I think Arsenal need to, for next season, come out of Europe so we can rebuild our squad and focus solely on performances in the league and the cups, rather than having to travel every 4 days to a Thursday and screwing our league campaign up, because it really has ruined our season this season, as well as other factors as well. It's not the only factor, of course. Excuse me. So I'll get into the player ratings. So we start with goalkeeper Martinez, 8 for me. Brilliant performance. Again, he was, like I said, you couldn't tell. You'd thought Leno was playing in goal. He was that good. So he's perfect replacement for Leno, and he's taking his opportunities. So fair play to him. Bellerin 4, poor performance again. Yes, Bellerin, you get to plant your bloody trees, but you really didn't help them in performance, right? Because you've forgotten how to be a right back. Since your injury, you have completely forgotten how to be a right back. And if you're going to keep playing like that, you need to go. Simple as that. Mustafi is a 6, as well as Rob Holding. They were good. much better defensively, much better performance defensively, still making mistakes here and there, sometimes still ball watching rather than watching the runners or the marking. And that needs to be addressed for the next game against Sheffield United, because Sheffield United will pose much more of a threat than Southampton. As we saw when the last time we went to, I think it's Bramall Lane. Kieran Tierney a 5, decent performance, but had to have a lot of help from Saka in terms of defending that left wing, in my opinion. So he gets a 5 from me. Granit Xhaka an 8 again. Influential performance in the midfield, made us more solid in terms of the cover for the back four, and in the midfield itself. And it shows the difference that he has made between him not being in there and him being in the first team. So last thing we need again is him getting injured again. Danny Ceballos 4 again, and that's just being generous. Absolutely poor performance. The only thing that made it lower is if one of those mistakes cost us a goal, because he was that poor. Saka a 9, my man of the match. Right, worked his socks off between him and Nketiah and Xhaka in terms of man of the match. But Saka again, this kid is going to be a star. We let him grow the way he's growing. He's going to be a star in making. Right, the way he's playing. Right, and he's setting the example, right, to well-established internationals in our squad, right, that of what is expected at Arsenal Football Club, or what is expected in a performance. And if you're an established player and you're getting shown up by an 18-year-old, you need to look yourself in the mirror. Nicola Pepe, 5. Sometimes what playing the ball to him, or in terms of lack of service, sometimes it wasn't the way we weren't playing the way he wanted to play. But even then, he was very quiet. He wasn't, unless we passed the ball to him, he wasn't getting involved or offering to be involved. So, which sort of made me understand the reason probably why he came off. So a 5 for me. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a 6. Should have hit the bar and should have scored that opportunity that hit the crossbar. And I think he'll be his own harshest critic on that. But it was a much better performance all round. But I still want to see him played in the middle. As much as Nketiah has played well today, and for Nketiah I give a 7, especially for his work rate. His end product is good. It's not up to scratch compared to obviously top players, but obviously he's still young, and again he's showing players that are supposed to be better than him, or more established than him, how to play. So he gets a 7 in my opinion, but again for Aubameyang I'd like to see him in the middle for the Sheffield United game, because I think that's where he needs to be. In terms of substitutions, Willock 7, another young prospect scoring again for Arsenal, showing how good our academy is, and how good we are bringing young players through, and helped with the defensive work in the midfield. So 7 from him. Kolasinac 5. Didn't really hear much from him when he came on, which maybe been a good thing, because meant Southampton didn't really exploit that side, especially since Bellerin was much worse. But going forward, it wasn't great. So he gets a 5 from me. And Maitland-Niles and Lacazette of a 6 because he was clear on goal and forced the free kick that got Stevens sent off and led to the second goal. But Maitland-Niles didn't really make much of an impact the time he was on, so he gets a 5 from me. And yeah, that's it. That's my player ratings and review of the Southampton game. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you leave a like and comment on this video, subscribe if you're new. To anyone that's subscribed already, thank you so much. It means a lot to me, as well as it does to Children's Liver Disease Foundation, who I leave a link to their website in the description below, as it helps spread the awareness of liver disease. Share the liver disease content with anyone you know and help spread the awareness of childhood liver disease itself. So yeah, so I'll be back with a preview to the Sheffield United game in the FA Cup, and until then, and plus I'd like to say well done to Liverpool in winning the league. Right, well deserved. Just make sure if any parties are going around, try and keep social distancing. Right, because the last thing we need is a second spike and put us all back in lockdown again after working so hard to get out of lockdown so we can have the football back and sports back and normality back. So but yeah, I'll leave it there. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you need. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you guys soon.